Greetings. Welcome to Queen Elle LLC. This is Queen Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. So this video is regarding my meditation 101 series. And this meditation practice that I will discuss today is regarding spiritual meditation. So most people know about spirituality, which is essentially the study or practice of our spirit. It can be on a purely solo, internal level, but usually it has to do with connecting to some type of spiritual source outside of ourselves, either our spirit guides, some people call them our angels, it can be our ancestors, a creator in different forms depending on the culture and the belief system, or as simply put, it could be God. But spiritual meditation, it is involving different practices to connect to that source or that spiritual energy outside of yourself, that higher power, so to speak. So there are many different forms of meditation, and I will be discussing what are about the top or most widely recognized 5 meditation practices. But today, with regard to spiritual meditation, some different forms, and you'll see me kind of glancing off screen to look at my notes, but some different forms when people are practicing spiritual meditation, they may feel what's called a Kundalini awakening, and that is almost an out of body experience, but connecting to that higher power and elevating yourself to a higher frequency. And it's essentially an out of body experience to do that, but elevating yourself to a higher frequency, if you will. And that can happen through meditation. So if you haven't seen my prior meditation video on mindfulness, please check that video out above. But essentially, meditation is usually involving centering yourself and focusing all of your attention on something. So you're either focusing it on yourself. In this case, with spiritual meditation, you're focusing it on whatever spirituality practice that you have. So if you are someone who is aligned with any type of organized religion, then it would be whatever you call God. For those who don't practice any sort of organized religion, or who are kind of open with regard to who or what they feel connected to, it can be nature, it can be just the spirit, just source, the creator. But just know that it's about a connectivity. It's about feeling connected to that energy, to that source. And there are many benefits with regard to that. So first I want to talk about some of the different ways. So some people will focus inward on that spiritual source to feel that sense of connectivity. Others will focus outward on something else. There is a practice known as visualization during meditation, where you focus on, it can be a flame of a candle, to focus on it, and that's a way of connecting your third eye chakra and feeling connected in that way. Some people will focus on an object, and that will be where they will focus all of their energy on in order to connect spiritually. Some people will use mantras. So there are mantra practices in Hinduism, in Islam, in many different religious practices. It can be a prayer that is said constantly, as such in Christianity, with Catholicism, as well as in non-denominational Christianity, there may be a prayer that is stated either internally or out loud, but the repetition of the prayer and just the intention with regard to saying the prayer will have one feeling more connected to source on a spiritual level. Another example of an object to focus on, but in this case it can be an image, is a mandala. Now you may have some jewelry or actual like pendant that is in the form of a mandala, or it can be an artistic practice of drawing a mandala and just like designing it yourself and then focusing on it as well. The practice could be the act of creating the mandala, not so much just creating it and then focusing, but you can focus while you're creating and set your intentions then with regard to connecting to your higher power or source. I've actually visited a convent slash spiritual retreat center, and they had an actual mandala maze where instead of just seeing a mandala image, and we also created some, but just as an arts and crafts activity, but there are mazes that from an overhead or aerial view, they look like a mandala in sand, but we actually walked through the mandala maze, and that was a spiritual practice just of practicing part mindfulness but part spiritual meditation, just depending on whether you chose to focus inward versus connecting outward. So there are just many different practices, and some people will use sound bowls for spiritual meditation, and it's about hearing, at that frequency and focusing on the sound of the sound bowls can make you feel more connected to source as well. So some of the benefits, there are spiritual benefits, there are health benefits with regard to practicing spiritual meditation. Some of the spiritual benefits are just feeling more peace of mind, more, I mentioned connecting to the third eye chakra. There is the feeling of just being one with nature, one with the creator, and that just gives you, a sense of relief. It will give one just the peace of mind and peace of spirit that many of us desire to have. And the health benefits are relieving anxiety, relieving stress, even reducing pain. It has been proven that people who are dealing with any type of substance abuse, that this is a practice that is used clinically to help one to overcome that addiction. So, and also helping with depression as well. So there are so many benefits with regard to practicing spiritual meditation. It's just all about finding out what works for you. So I hope that this video has been very helpful to you and informative. This is the second of several other videos that I will be doing on Meditation 101, just to inform everyone of the benefits of different meditative practices. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to jot them down below in the comment section. But everyone be blessed, be well, be safe. Peace. Ashe.